Hey everyone, it's Austin from Cultivated Culture here, and welcome to ResyMatch.io. I wanted to record a quick video to give you an overview of the tool, show you all the features and the scan options that are available to you so you can make the most of it and really optimize your resume and your LinkedIn profile to help you land more of those interviews and more of those job offers that you're looking for. So let's start with the options. ResyMatch.io is an all-in-one comprehensive resume optimization tool. There are multiple facets, multiple scans that we can run to help you identify opportunities and improve different aspects of your resume. So we have the 3 scan options laid out up top here, and you can just toggle between them by clicking on the different buttons here. So you can see we have a bullet analyzer scan, a job description scanner, and a resume scanner. So we'll start with the resume scanner. One of the biggest things you need to do when you're looking to get in the door for a job and you're applying with your resume is you need to optimize your resume for the right keywords and for the right formatting and for the right content. So it not only gets to the ATS system, but it also gets past that human who's going to be making the final judgment on whether or not you come in for an interview. So what happens here is you just scroll down slightly, and on the left-hand side, you're going to either paste your resume in or you can upload your resume, and we accept a bunch of different file formats, all of the common ones that you're going to have for your resume: Word, PDF, text, all that good stuff. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to add in your target job title, the job title that appears in that target job description, and the job description for the target role that you're looking for. And when you're ready, you're going to hit click to scan for free. In this case, I'm just going to run a free sample scan. And free sample scan does not mean that that is the only thing that's free. The entire ResyMatch tool and the suite of scans, everything is free. There are unlimited scans. There are no limits. There are no subscriptions. There are no fees. You won't need your credit card. The entire tool is free. But we did want to give people an example of what a score might look like if they were to go ahead and put in the effort of adding their resume, adding the job description, and running the scan. So here's what that looks like. And in this case, we scored a 51% out of 100, which is okay. We can do a little better. We want to aim for 75. That's kind of our goal here. But we're also going to show you how to improve. How do we get one from 51% to 75? Well, we're going to break down your resume into a bunch of different scoring categories. So there are going to be 4 major things we focus on, which is going to be your ATS best practices, your hard skills match, your soft skills match, and your sales index. So these are the categories and the criteria that we believe are the most important when it comes to writing an effective resume that's going to land you more interviews. There's a lot of other tools out there that go super, super deep on one specific area. And I think what happens is job seekers tend to get caught up in the weeds where they think, well, I got docked this 1 point for this little tiny thing, and that's why I'm not getting those job interviews. And that's not really the case. When it comes to the applicant tracking system, is this the most robust scanning tool out there? No, but the goal is just to cover the basics that most people make mistakes on, honestly, and that's what's keeping them from getting in the door. It's not that one little teeny thing that's, on page 2 all the way, buried at the bottom of the scan that's keeping you from getting in. It tends to be, hey, you missed this really obvious thing that the ATS is looking for. So that's what we focus on. We want to give you the information, the fundamentals that are going to be quick to fix and help you get through the ATS system into the hands of a human and into that job interview. On top of that, the ATS system isn't the only thing that matters, right? You can get through all of the ATS systems, but if you get in the hands of a recruiter or a hiring manager and they don't like what's on your resume or they don't see what they're looking for, you're not gonna get that interview. So that's where the sales index and the hard and soft skills match come into play as well. So we're covering all the bases here with these scoring criteria. And the cool part is, we'll give you a score for each of those sections, but we're also going to give you some competitive insights. We're going to show you how you stack up against other ResyMatch candidates who are using this tool to scan their resumes. And so the cool part about this is you can say, hey, I got a good scan score, compared to the job description, I'm doing well, but I'm also above average, or maybe I'm below average and I need to do a little bit more work to shore up my resume. So you can get some access into, what do the other candidates' resumes look like and how are you able to improve yours, or how do you stack up against them? So in terms of the breakout, the first section is those ATS best practices. So like we mentioned, do you have the right resume file type? Do you have your contact information listed on there? Are you, or do you hold the degree that is required for this role? Do you have the job title that they're looking for on your resume? Are your section headings, is your date formatting in the correct fashion that's going to be accepted? All the basic stuff that a lot of people mess up on. You just want to get green checks across the board here, and it's really, really easy to do. This will take you 5 minutes to update on your resume. Next, the skills match section. So the hard skills and soft skills sections operate the same way. So we'll give you a breakdown of the hard skills section here. So what's going on is when you submit your resume, the applicant tracking system and the humans are looking for specific keywords and phrases and skills to deem you as qualified. So what we're going to do here is scan your resume and scan the job description and pull out the tools that we know these people in these applicant tracking systems are looking for. And we're going to order them by frequency. And then we're going to show you, hey, here's how many times they showed up on the job description. Here's how many times they showed up on your resume. And then we're going to show you where the gaps are with this skill gap column. So you can see at the top, advertising is our skill, and it shows up on the job descriptions 4 times, but it only shows up on your resume once. So we need to add it about 3 more times to make it in line with the job description, which is what the hiring manager with the ATS system, what the company is looking for. So that skill gap is going to help you understand. Again, we're looking for those green check marks across the board. Now, we also wanted to give you a way to visualize the keywords here. So if you click on this Show Word Cloud button, ResyMatch is going to take all of the keywords, and we're going to create a word cloud where the larger the word, the higher the frequency in the job description. And this is going to allow you to see, hey, here are the words that are showing up and that I need to focus on. And we're going to break them out by hard and soft skills so you get a sense of what that looks like. But you can easily toggle between the match data and the word cloud, depending on what type of view you're most comfortable with. Next, if you have a keyword that you believe is on your resume or in the job description, but it's not showing up in the tool, you can use this suggest new keyword feature here. So what you can do is click the link, you can add in your keyword and hit add, and it will get sent to our team. We'll review it and we will push live all the keywords that we don't have in there currently. So the more that you use it, the more that you suggest, the better the tool is going to be for you and for everybody else using it. Now we show 5 keywords to start. If you want more, you can hit this show more keywords button and we'll show up to 15 keywords that are appearing most frequently on your resume. We don't want to bog you down with every single keyword that's on there. You can see we're getting down to the point where we only have 1 instance of these keywords. So we want you to focus on the stuff that really matters because that's what's going to get you through the door. Again, we don't want you going super deep in the weeds and spending time on things that honestly really aren't going to move the needle. The soft skills match section works the exact same way as the hard skills match. So everything that we just talked through applies here as well. But these skills are soft skills. They're not hard skills. So it's just a little bit of a different set. And you want to pay attention to these. Again, we want to work towards those green check marks. Finally, we have the sales index. And this is really important because it's, how well are you selling your value through your resume? Because this is what's going to get you in the door. So we're starting with word count. We see a lot of resumes that either don't have enough content or more commonly have way too much content. So our sweet spot is between 500 and 1,000 words. That allows you enough space to really sell yourself and share what you've done without going overboard and without turning this thing into a wall of text that nobody wants to read. We're also looking for measurable results. These are how you're going to create that tangible value, illustrate that value in a way that people who are reading your resume are going to understand and are going to be able to quantify. That is super, super important. So we say you need at least 5 instances. If you want to include more, by all means, the more measurable results you have on your resume, the more clear your value will be, the better results you'll get, the more job interviews you will get. So feel free to not stop at 5, but we push people to have at least 5 because sometimes it can be hard for people to quantify those results. Next, we have our action verbs. We want to use compelling language to help emphasize some of those results and the things that you did. So instead of saying, hey, I grew my book of business by 15%, we can say my book of business surged 15%. And surge sounds a lot more compelling than grew. So that's the kind of thing we're going for. Finally, we want to avoid cliches and buzzwords. We don't want to use responsible for, we don't want to use personal pronouns. We want to avoid all that stuff because it honestly just makes our bullets harder to read and less compelling. So we're going to be looking out for those, and we're going to tell you how many we find, and we're going to show you where they are so you can delete them. Now, once you're done with this scan, there's a couple of options. One, if you want to edit your resume and have full control over it and keep all of your stuff in one place, your Cultivated Culture account is universal. Everything is stored there. So you can use our free resume builder to start creating resumes and actually integrate with the scanner tool so you can easily make updates, scan them, get your results, and go back to updating again. So this is an option that's here if you want it, but you can just update your resume in Word, or if you're using another resume builder, that's totally cool too. This is just a free option that's available to you. Now, on top of that, if you have a career coach or if you have somebody that you want to send this scan to for advice, you can actually click Export Results to PDF. And ResyMatch is going to spit out a PDF of all of your results that you can save down, you can attach to an email, you can do whatever you'd like with. But all the information that's in the scan results is in here as well. So you can see that we have everything laid out here. Same thing, we're going for those check marks. We have all of our scores. So this is readily available to you as well. And then finally, we keep track of your scan history. So we want to make sure that you're able to track your progress as you start scanning and updating your resume. So if you go to this little guy up here and you go to My Account after you've logged in, you're going to be taken to your My Account page. And as you can see, part of that is your resume scan history. So you can see we've got all of your scans here, and the default is to label them by date, so they're a little easier to find, but you can actually go in and you can edit this name. So you can say, Spotify resume number 1, Spotify resume number 2, and again, you can track that progress. On top of that, we'll show you your date, your match score, and then your scores throughout those 4 criteria that we mentioned, those 4 buckets, and then you can download your full report. And here, if you want to create a new scan, you can just by clicking the new scan button. We also save all of your resumes from our builder in here as well. So you can easily say, hey, I scored a 51% here and I need more soft skills. Let me click on Austin test here and go add in those soft skills. So again, everything is in one place. So that is the resume scanner portion of ResyMatch. The next scan option that's available is the job description scan. And you'll notice that, if you scroll over the new scan piece here, all 3 scan options show up just to make it easier to navigate throughout the tool. So if you click the job description scan, it's going to take you back to the home page. It's going to automatically load up the job description scanner. Now, the JD scanner is really, really cool for a couple reasons. One, it's helpful for your resume, but honestly, if you're going to be updating your resume, you may as well just use the resume scanner. What it's really helpful for is LinkedIn. So the thing about LinkedIn is it's essentially a catch-all. We can't personalize it in the same way that we personalize an individual resume. So what we need to do is understand which keywords are appearing across all of the roles that we're looking for, and how can we optimize for those so that our one profile is catching those opportunities from across the board. So let's say I'm an account executive or a salesperson, and I'm looking for other account executive roles. Maybe I'm looking for business development roles. Maybe I'm looking for partnership sales roles. And finally, maybe I'm looking to make the move into management. Maybe I'm looking for a sales director role. All of those roles are going to have different keywords. So if I want to optimize for all of them, I need to understand which keywords are common and which ones are important to each role. So what I might do is, instead of pasting a single job description in here, maybe I paste 10 job descriptions that span across all of those job titles. And then I use the scanner to identify which keywords appear across all 10 of those descriptions. So that's, I think, the coolest use of the job description scanner, but you can use it however you'd like. You can scan one job description in here. You can load up 10. You can just dump them all in here, and you can hit scan for free. And here's what's going to happen. So again, I'm going to run the free sample scan just so you can see what the results look like. But at the very top, we have that word cloud again. So we're just going to show you, hey, here are the hard and soft skills that are showing up. The larger the word, the more frequently they appear per usual. And this just gives you that visual right off the top. Then as we scroll down, we have a very similar setup to what you saw in the resume scanner. At the very top, we have the all skills match. So this is essentially aggregating all of the skills into one table, so you can just see without breaking things out by the specific skill type, you can just see which skills, regardless of hard or soft skill, are showing up most frequently. So in this case, we have advertising, video, then mobile, then proactive, then committed. And you can see we denote the skill type in the middle, and then we have the frequency on the right-hand side. And per usual, you can hit show me more keywords to get more keywords here. If you scroll down, we'll break these out by hard skills. We'll break these out by soft skills. And then again, at the bottom, you can go edit your resume very easily here. Two other things to note are you can actually export all of this data to a CSV file or an Excel file if you want to be able to have that option. You just click the export button. It'll pull all the data out of the back and dump it into an Excel file or a CSV that you can use however you see fit. And finally, if you are scanning one specific job description in here, you can say, hey, I want to see how my resume stacks up, and you can click this scan with resume button, which will take you back to the resume scanner and allow you to run that comparative scan. So this is really, really cool. And again, for the LinkedIn profile, you're looking at these keywords here, and you're saying, all right, these are common across those 5 different job types or job titles that I'm looking for. Let me include these in my LinkedIn profile. So the job description scanner is our second scan option that gives you a little bit of a different cut on similar data. Then finally, we have our bullet analyzer. So if we click the bullet analyzer scan, it's going to take us back to the home page here. the bullet analyzer is one of my favorite tools because it is the most overlooked thing on a resume. I've seen people who have amazing templates and they've hired professionals to do the ATS keywords and all this other stuff, but what they're missing is selling their experience instead of summarizing it. So many people put in all this work on the minutia of a resume and they miss out on the biggest thing, which is accurately conveying their value in a resume bullet. So that's why we created this bullet analyzer, and it actually integrates with another one of our tools called ResyBullet.io. So what you're going to do here is you're going to come in and you are going to paste a resume bullet here. And so maybe I say something like designed a new website for, let's say, mobile app. And you're going to hit click to analyze. So what is going to happen? ResyMatch is going to feed the data into Resy Bullet. And Resy Bullet is going to compare this to our ideal resume formula or resume bullet formula, which is a mix of hard skills, soft skills, action words, measurable results, and common words. So you can see here a little bit of a different bullet than what I typed in, but responsible for building new company website. That is going to have a low score of 25 simply because we're missing out on a lot of stuff here. There aren't many hard and soft skills in this bullet. There are no measurable results. And also the length is a little short. So if we scroll down here, resume bullet length is another thing that Resy Bullet is scoring you on because we see a lot of resume bullets that are super, super long or way too short, and you want to hit that sweet spot. So we're seeing a lot of red here in the length. We're seeing some red in hard skills, soft skills, and measurable results. So how do we improve this? Well, the cool part about Resy Bullet is if you scroll up to the history, you can actually see the history of the bullets that you scanned. So I'm going to say, let's go from responsible for building a new company website and let's upgrade it to this bullet right here, designed and developed a new UI UX with SaaS application and 20,000 users. So now all of a sudden we jumped up to a bullet score of 71. And this is because we have more hard and soft skills at the right ratio. We have more action words. We skew a little bit high on the action words, but that's not too bad here. We've included measurable results. And then common words are really just everything else in the bullet that make it sound like a real sentence. And those are in the range that we're looking for too. So overall, this is a really good bullet. We got a 71. We got that green light. And so I'm really happy with this. I'm going to put that on my resume and I'm going to move on to the next bullet. So this is going to help you take that, if ResyMatch's resume scanner is the 1,000-foot view of your resume, this is like the 50-foot view of each and every bullet. So you can run them through here and make sure that each of your bullets is really selling your experience instead of summarizing it. And so that is pretty much it for ResyMatch as a tool. The only other thing I want to note is I want you to be able to get the help you need and understand where to find some information. So if you want to learn more about each of the scans, you can actually hover over this little information button here next to each scan name, and it will give you a little description. If you want more help or you have more questions, you can click this help modal. So bear with me on the insert video. That's where this that you're watching is gonna be. But you can always send us an email at support@cultivatedculture.com. We are a team of two, so we read every single email. We're not always able to reply to every single one, but if there is an issue, we do read it and we make sure it gets built into a feature update. So we're constantly fixing for bugs, and we always appreciate your feedback. And then we have a bunch of frequently asked questions. What are the differences between the 3 scan options? What if ResyMatch isn't finding my keywords or skills? What should I do? We walk you through some of these common questions so you can get answers to and help for the stuff that you need just by clicking that little help modal. So that's it for ResyMatch. I hope that you enjoy the tool. Again, it's totally free. There are no scan limits. As you saw in my account, we had tons of scans in there. You can go ahead and scan your heart out. You can scan 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times. It is all good. But I hope that this tool helps you get a little more insight into how to optimize your resume, how to improve things so that you're able to get those results that you want, which is truly landing more of those job interviews, landing more of those job offers. So enjoy the tool, and I will talk to you soon.